Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping into a really profound what if question from our sources. It's this. If Helel, the angelic figure in some traditions, if he hadn't sinned, would God still have become a created being? And this isn't just like an abstract theological thing. It really starts to pull apart these huge ideas, free will, God's purpose, even how creation is set up.
Right. That's the mission today, to sort of unpack how tightly woven these concepts actually are, at least according to the material we're looking at.
Okay, so let's start with free will. The sources seem to say that free will, the kind given to angels like Helel and humans like Adam, it wasn't created perfect.
Exactly. It's described as inherently incomplete, carrying within it the potential for sin right from the start.
Incomplete, so how does it get completed?
Well, the texts argue it needs to be perfected, and the way it's perfected is through love.
Through love.
Yeah. And God's plan, the big plan to make this happen, to really show his love, is focused specifically on the cross. That's presented as the ultimate act.
Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting for me. The sources suggest that in this particular setup of creation, the fall of beings like Helel or Adam wasn't unforeseen.
Right. It wasn't a surprise, but rather something God actually utilized to establish the cross.
Utilized. So it was part of the plan somehow.
In a sense, it seems the idea is that the fall, as we call it, was integrated into this larger preordained purpose. The cross becomes the proof.
Proof of what, exactly?
Proof of God's love, yes, but also his justice. And it vividly shows the terrible results when commandments aren't kept.
So it's a demonstration.
Exactly. It's how beings with free will are supposed to really get why they should choose love, why following the divine law matters for their own good, not just intellectually, but deep down.
Okay, so bringing this back, how does this connect to God becoming a created being? That still feels like a pretty big step.
It is. The sources give essentially two main reasons for God taking on creaturely form.
Right. What are they?
First, it was to show that the lawgiver himself actually follows the law.
Leading by example.
Precisely. Earning that willing obedience from free will beings.
Yeah.
And second, it was to prove that the law itself, especially the law of love, which, demands sacrifice when desires clash, that it's actually possible for creatures to follow, even when suffering.
And God's sacrifice on the cross after the falls was the ultimate example of that.
Yeah, it's exactly how it's framed. It modeled that possibility for everyone.
Which leads us right back to the core what if. If Helel hadn't sinned, would God still have needed to become a creature?
Well, based on these texts, the answer seems to be tied to the cross. If Helel hadn't fallen, the cross, as it was established in this creation, couldn't have happened.
So no cross, no need for God to become a creature in that specific way.
It suggests God would have needed a different way. The texts say he would have preordained some other method, or perhaps even placed a different creature, one who would sin, in that position.
To achieve the same goal.
To achieve the necessary demonstration of love and the completion of free will, yes. But how exactly?
That's where it gets fuzzy.
Right. The sources are pretty clear that the specifics of what God might have done instead, that's beyond our understanding as creatures stuck in time.
Because we see things sequentially, but God's perspective is outside of time.
Exactly. We only grasp what's been revealed within our reality, within this timeline.
So, wrapping this up, our deep dive today shows this really intricate picture. Free will's journey, God's love shown via the cross, even God becoming human, it's all connected.
It suggests that even things we see as failures, like the fall, might be woven into a much larger preordained design.
Which really makes you think.
It does. It raises a big question, doesn't it? If the plan is this detailed, what does that imply about our own choices? How significant are the things that happen day to day within this grand scheme?
What stands out most to you when you consider this level of interconnectedness?
That's something powerful to reflect on.
Definitely. Something for all of us to mull over these layers of purpose and meaning potentially hidden just beneath the surface of events.